Hey YouTube, it's Sean. Here we are. I'm going to show you how to reassemble and hang on, a little trouble here with the camera. Just get a little down a little more. I'm going to show you how to clean and reassemble one of these wheelchair hand controllers. You know, it's still a little janky, isn't it? Let's see if we can bring the legs down a little bit. I don't know. I want to do this the best we can, right? Alright, that's good enough. That's the best I can do, I think. Put you back there. Hopefully you can see. Yeah, right in there. Okay. So, it's just a wheelchair hand controller. And we have all the pieces here. And what happened... Sorry about the noise, I'm right by the road, guys. Nice Mustang. Alright, what happened was somebody spilled something on the face of this and got a little junk in it. Let me see if I can tip you back a little bit there. There we go. Somebody spilled something on the face of this, you know, the actual control panel. And consequently, they're supposed to be sealed, or, you know, well, they weren't, and there you go. That's the on button right there. You see how black it is, and there's a lot of junk around it, you know. So we're gonna try to clean it and see if it works. Alright, because these are expensive, and there's the actual control switch. Alright, so what we need to do, we already took all these pieces, the plastic pieces, we gutted the whole thing. Do not submerge your electronics in any kind of liquid. That's what we're trying to fix here. So take all your electronics out and clean your plastic pieces. And that's what I did. So we got both halves that go on the front. Okay. So what we need to do now is, this is a reassemble. And I'm sure you guys can disassemble this. No problem. So what we're going to do first is, you got your little joystick piece here. It's got a little rubber flange on the back. You want to make sure that rubber flange is up really good inside there, like such. Alright, and you don't want no breaches in it. You can get those if you need a new one. Get one. Alright, first thing, I'm going to set all my electronics out of the way. Right? Alright. To do this, you're going to need some little isopropyl. I use the 90. You're going to use, I'm going to use some black silicone, and you're going to need yourself one of these multi-tools. You know, these little they're Torx bit, because they put this together with Torx screws, okay? And you're not supposed to really mess with them, but I did. And I'm going to see if we can fix this, because I looked online and they want a couple $100 for one of these controllers, and I think no. So you're going to need the little T10. Alright, believe that's what it is. And that's what it is. Perfect. Alright, so you're gonna need that and that. Alright, so the first thing you're gonna do, hang on, I gotta go get me, I'll be right back. I gotta go get me one more tool. Hang on one sec. Alright guys, it helps to have a little stick, like a skewer stick and some Q-tips, okay? Because you're gonna use the Q-tips. Alright, let me pull my chair up here and let's get started. Alright. First thing you're going to want to do is find yourself a surface. I'm going to use this old ashtray. And you're going to want to put some of that silicone down in there. Okay. Alright, then you're going to take, the part inside where your controller, we're going to try to keep the water out of it and then junk out of it this time. So you're just going to go around it inside with a little tiny bit of silicone. Yep, smeared around in there good. And if you don't want this stuff on your hands, guys and girls and whoever, I recommend that if that's the case, then use some little gloves. Okay, nothing wrong with that. All right, now we're going to put our little knob in. So perfect. Yeah, that'll keep it from getting all janky stuff in it. Right, then you got your actual controller, your actual knob. You want to put that down through your base. Like such. Alright, then you put your screws in it. And this happened to only have 2 screws. Sorry about the noise, I'm right next to one of the city streets here I live on. So we're gonna, it's the only flat surface I could find really. So we're gonna go ahead and put our screws in here. Hang on, this one didn't go very good. There we go, I think that's right. It's pretty good. Alright. Let me prepare for the next step, we'll be right back. Alright, here's the next step, guys. You got this little plate. This is where your actual controllers are. Right? So what you're going to want to do, take yourself a little cloth, doesn't matter, as long as it's clean. And alcohol hasn't been opened yet, eh? I thought it had been. Alright, it has been now. See if you can get some alcohol on your rag right here, and just wipe those little touch pins down. Yeah. Because that's what actually controls the board, the electrical board. Sorry about shaking the table, guys, but it's just a little janky picnic table. Alright, just wipe her down a little bit. Okay, you got that clean. Awesome. Now you need to, the other side here, just go over with the same cloth and get that out of there clean. Alright, so now the next step is get yourself another clean Q-tip, and now we're going to see if we can get some of this sealer. Little bit of silicone, go around the outside of this. You know, I guess I should have dried that out first. It didn't work too good. Silicone does not stick to wet surfaces very good. Alright, there we go. There we go. Alright, so now you just get in there a little bit, goes a long ways. And I know it's going to be messy no matter how little bit you use, because it is black silicone, okay? But you just go in there, and that's what happened before, is it breached the keypad, the liquid breached the keypad, and unfortunately it got on the board. So we're gonna see if we can save it here, find out. Alright, got some around it, got your keypad. I'm gonna put it down in there. I'm gonna give it a little push. Tacky. Alright, I'm gonna wipe it off a little bit, get all the excess off. There, so now you have the basic foundation of a cleaned up controller, okay? You put this aside to dry for a while, okay? Set it over, let her dry. Next, we're gonna work on the cleaning up the actual board, right? So, this isn't too tricky. You got your board, and you can see all the janky on it. All you got to do is lay it down carefully with that little rag. Clean those points. Those points. See how much cleaner that is? Just clean it up. Yep. Don't use water to do this. Just a little bit of alcohol and a little rag. Clean it up. Sorry about the shaky. I'm using a little glass top picnic table that is all I got, guys. Alright. Go in there, clean it up a little bit. That should be enough. Make sure it's, get a dry piece and dry it out a little bit. Might want to blow on it, wipe it down. But now that's like spotless. Nice. Alright. So, you take your controller, your control board, and there's little tabs inside it. Put it in there, and you pull down. That's all you got to do. Alright, hang on one sec. Alright guys, sorry for that little interruption. Anyway, you got your board in there now. You got everything there and everything there, okay? So now you need to plug in your control wire. And there's a little pin. You can't go in wrong. Alright. Perfect. Now you want to take just a little bit of that there, silly, and put right on the side of it. Just like such, okay? That's the way the factory did it too. They used white, but I'm using blacks. Either way, that way going down and it's jarring, this control wire doesn't fly out, okay? Because there's no tabs holding it. Alright, that's all you need to do. Alright, so that's assembled, right? Looking good, right? Alright. Set her aside. Now we need to do this half. This is the tricky half, guys. That was easy. Alright, now we need to do this half. This is where the breach in the wiring was, okay? The little grommet right here, it was flexing, and one of the wires chafed on the actual chair, and it was the black wire. You can see the end of it. It's all chewy. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a really small drill bit, and this grommet, actually it's the casing of the wire, runs through here. I'm going to drill it out so I can put the new wire back in, and we'll seal it back into place. Alright, hang on, let me get a drill bit. I'm going to do this off cam, and I'll be back. Alright, hang on. Alright guys, decided to show you a little of this. See if it helps, I don't know. We'll go with on cam, okay? Basically you just need a drill, and I'm just using a little letter F drill bit. And go slow, take your time. And as you can see, it came out the back here. Yeah, that's just the old casing from the wiring. That's just a piece of the old casing, okay? You don't need it in there, but you need it out of there. Yep, we're just basically making room for the wiring to go back in as it was factory. There you go, there's the other piece of casing. So now we got the factory grommet, and it's gonna work again, hopefully. Alright, and I'm sure it will, but here it is. Hopefully you can see. Now it is able to slide back down in through your actual casing, okay? So let's get that put in there. Got this piece done. Alright. Alright. And here's all the wiring that goes internal, that hooks into here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to install on the other piece, I'm going to actually install this piece into this piece, like such, okay? The way it's supposed to be from, yeah, like such, okay? But before we do that, we have to go over here and get some more of this pretty stuff, pretty nasty stuff, and seal this thing up. Alright, alright, that's what we're gonna do. I don't want nothing getting in this thing. At least if I could prevent it. Sorry about that diesel truck, a little loud. Alright, here we go. We're just gonna seal this up, because I don't want nothing getting in this, if I can help it. From the factory they use a little bit of similar stuff, but not as much as I'm going to do. I'm going to put it down in them little grooves so that when I go to put this together, it'll seal up the best it can anyway. Alright, we got a leaf blower in the background as well, nice, eh? Alright, so there's your wiring. I like to just twist it a little bit, get it out of the way. Alright, and we'll stick it down in there. Like so. Alright. Nice. Okay. And again, wipe it off, the excess, wipe it all off. It'll squeeze out a little. Alright. Now you need to put your little screws back in. Yeah. Before I do that though, I'm going to go and put a little bit of that in there. Here comes another noisy rig. Sorry guys. Alright, we're going to put a little bit of goopy in there. There we go. Now we're going to put those in there. Tighten them down. Alright. Yeah, and that'll keep the stuff from going through the threads too, you know, or through the screw threads, yeah. I hope that's the plan, anyway. Well, they don't want to go. Let's see. There we go. This one's a little boogered. There we go. Another wipe down. There we go. Nice. Alright. Sweet. Alright, and then you got your gasket. Okay. And I always like, let's see here. Before you put your gasket on, I suggest putting your wiring through the best you can. And this takes a minute. You gotta finesse it. Yeah, it takes a little bit. But it will go. Alright, let me play with this thing. We'll be back as soon as I get it feeded in there, guys. Hang on. Alright guys, after you get your wiring in there, you know, put it in there good and long, okay? No problem. We'll strip that back later, and then we'll make our connections with our 4 wiring. Yeah, you have 4 wires to connect. You can't go wrong. There's a black, the yellow, and the red, and the white. Okay. Now listen. This is why I took it apart. This gasket needs to be on the right way. Somebody had this apart and they had it flipped. Okay, and that's what breached it. But they can get breached anyway. But that's why I took it apart. It's because it was. Anywho, you take your silly putty, yeah, silicone, whatever, and you want to go around this thing. I'm gonna get a new Q-tip. That one's a little janky. It's not what these are for, huh? Q-tips. Anyway, yeah, you want to go around this thing. We're gonna try to keep the water out of it and whatever out of it, you know. I think somebody spilled a pop on this or coffee or something. Anywho, it went down in it. I'm gonna try to keep that from happening, guys. So we're gonna clean it up and put it back together and seal it up as we go. That's what we're doing here. And this is the part you might want gloves for. I'm a mechanic and I don't happen to care too much about it, but a lot of people don't want to get this stuff on their hands. So if you're one of them, no problem. Glove up. Alright, now you're going to put this around here and make sure the big side of them holes, the big side is down. And it'll fit right on, no problem. Sweet. All right. All right, now it's time to hook our wiring up, guys. So, let's go get us a new battery for this camera and some wire strippers and some heat shrink, and let's do it. Hang on. Alright guys, we got our end stripped off, and then you got your other end stripped off, okay? So you got matching colors here, you can't go wrong. Pull your plug out of the way, and then all you got is 4 wires, and they're all matching. You got these 4 wires, they're all matching, okay? At this point, you're going to need a little pieces of heat shrink, okay? Well, I like to take them and on the table here, just cut it in half. Getting a little windy out here. It's gonna rain soon, guys, so I gotta hurry, or try to. Alright, before you do anything, you don't strip your wire back or nothing. Just put the heat shrink down clear to the bottom, okay? Clear to the bottom. Yep, 1 on each wire, guys. Here's the yellow wire. Just slide it all the way to the bottom. Get it out of the way. You won't need it until you get them hooked up. Alright. And then you're going to need to, let's get this up here where we can deal with it. Alright, then you're going to need to strip them back, and you can use whatever method you like. Strip them back and twist them, that's all. Match your colors up. And that's it. Alright. Then you take your two wires, cross them a little bit, twist them together. Now everybody has their preferred soldering methods, so I'm not going to show that. Just solder that joint, then you bring your heat shrink up, and done. Okay? So I'm not going to show that part. You solder this how you like to solder that. A little pencil solder. Some people like to use a little torch, and you do that to your own liking. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with all 4 wires, okay? And then we'll be back. Okay folks, got this far, you can finish no problem. Next thing you need to do is get yourself a little tube of super glue. This is probably the most important part, because that's what caused the broken wire in the handle here. Alright. From the factory they don't do a good enough job. So you got all this excess that you pulled in. Go ahead and put yourself some super glue down here on the wiring itself, right at the bottom, a good amount, and then pull it back through until you see super glue come out the other end. That's it. That's it. It ain't gonna pull no more. I'll put a little bit right here, just a little. There you go. See, then all you gotta do left, guys, gather up your wiring and push it back out of the way. That's pretty much the size of it. It's not, I don't prefer to go ahead and heat shrink the wiring together, because of the simple fact, if you got one wire that does breach, you can go back in here if you need to. Probably not, but you know, that way you don't have to tear the whole harness apart, right? It should never have a problem again. But if it does, you got single wires to deal with instead of a group. It's heat shrink together, right? All that's left is that one connector, right? So, you got your other half that sat and dried for a while. Okay, and this half has its seal on it. So now you need to seal the other half of that up. See, my silicone's turned to a hard mess, so we won't be using that part. We'll be going to get some fresh stuff. And I'm just using the black silicone that's high, a little higher heat and impervious to water and oil and all the things that, you know, it's an automotive grade, Probably overkill for this, but you know what? I have no problem with something that's going to hold up for a while. Overkill's better. And I'm going to do a good amount because I can always wipe it off. Yep, I can always go back and clean this up. I don't want it to be pinching up on a bunch of this stuff. Not a bunch, but you know, a real good amount, so that if this thing gets something spilled on it, or somebody has a little dirt on their hands or whatever, it ain't gonna get inside the controller, right? There you go. Put a little around each screw where the screws go in, right? That ought to do it, guys. That ought to be nice. Should have no problem with that. Alright, then we need to join our two halves, okay? The first thing we need to do is plug it in. This is where our controller plugs in, and it plugs in right here at the top on this model. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to plug it right on in. There we go. Then you just put them together and put your screws in. Alright? I'll be back in a sec. I'll show you the finished product. Actually, I'm going to show you putting this together. A couple little tricks I'm going to use. Hang on a sec. Alright folks, what I usually do, I've done 2 of these so far, and what I usually do is clamp it up like this, put it together, and then take your rag and wipe it before you go putting your screws in, okay? Wipe it down good. Alright, bring you back. Let me wipe this down. Alright, next step is to put all your screws back in there, guys. And I don't think you need me to show you that part. Yeah, you need a T10 on this particular model. Depending on your model, you may need a different size or a different wrench, different driver. But yeah, this will seal right up. After you let it sit for a while and get that silicone a little gummy, go ahead and put her back together, okay? And that's what we're gonna do here. Alright, we'll bring you back. Alright, here we go, guys. Got it on there. Let's see if it functionates. Alright, let's go down here and plug it in. This might take me a minute. There we go. Alright, hang on. I'll plug this in. We'll show you. Actually, I'm not gonna cut this. I want you guys to see that I'm actually doing this. Alright, put the drive up. There you go. Plug it in. Alright, we're back. Sorry about the janky cam here. Trying to hold you steady. Now let's see if it works, okay? Didn't work before, so let's see. Hey! All the buttons work now, and it's waterproof. Sweet! Thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up. Love y'all. Bye-bye.